All right, let's try that again. Hello, everybody. Sorry, for some reason I was muted. Spirit did not want you to hear me yet. All right, I'm excited for tonight because we are talking all about energy, and energy is my thing. All right, so stick with me because you're going to learn a lot. I'm actually writing a book on this. So I want to teach you about how energy is creating chaos in your life if you are unaware of what your energy is or how it's kind of vibrating at. So let me know that you are here. Give me a hi in the comments. I see you guys popping in already. If you're catching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I know where you are. And if you are joining me already, go ahead and put where you are joining me from. Is it my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, or my Facebook group? And if you are in my Facebook group, just make sure you go ahead and leave your name with your comments. Wow, everybody is showing up tonight. I'm loving it. Hello, Constance, Leanne, Sue, Haley, Carol, Serena, Sandy, Becky, somebody in my Facebook group, Kim, Zulema, Amy. Oh my gosh, awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so excited that you guys are here and you're interested in learning about this because what I have to teach you tonight is going to change your lives. And especially if you are already aware of what an empath, or if you resonate as an empath, this is going to change your life tonight as well. Okay, we are going to be doing an energy clearing. So you guys are in for a treat. All right. So in the comments, tell me, yes or no, are you aware of energy? And I don't mean the energy as in, I wrote down some words here: stamina, resilience, endurance, fortitude, like how much energy you have at the gym or how much energy you have to like go throughout your day. That is not the energy that we're talking about tonight. It is, but it's not kind of how you see it that way. We are going into a more scientific part of energy. And what I love about energy is that it is scientific. And if you guys don't know, I was an actual CPA accountant before I had my spiritual awakening, and now I have, this opportunity and my passion to share my knowledge with you guys, and especially with women and healing after toxic relationships. So my mission right now is to get energy out to the world. So what I'm teaching you tonight, share it with your friends, share the video with your friends, because there's so many people that are unaware of their energy and that they're taking on other people's energy and it's affecting their lives. And especially if you've dealt with toxic relationships, your energy is also affecting your decisions and your relationships, okay? So we're gonna talk about two parts tonight. One part is kind of just being able to recognize your energy and if you're absorbing other people's energy, but then we're also going to go into how your energy, and especially from the past, is affecting your life and causing that chaos. And that chaos can be in multiple different ways, such as getting into toxic relationships, not going out for job opportunities, not being that financial person that you want to be, like however much money you want to bring in. If you are stuck in your life, it's most likely because of your energy. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So a lot of you guys are saying, yes, 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 you are aware. Good. So spread the word because there's so many people that are unaware. And if you're following me, obviously you're probably aware, but let's spread the word to other people because they are unaware. And as we go through this tonight, you're going to see like how being unaware is like really not a good thing in anybody's life. So let's get to it, okay? So energy, what are we talking about? And even if you are aware of energy, you might not know what I'm about to teach you tonight. So you might even want to get like a pen and paper because I'm just going to give it all to you. I think I missed a comment up here somewhere. Let me see. Kathy says, I was just speaking to someone earlier about why is toxic energy harassing me? And here I am. Thanks, D. Love from OZ. Awesome. Yes. You are guided to the right places. The other thing, that I want to say is right now I'm in the 21 days to opening and accelerating your psychic abilities. And the one thing I say about our psychic abilities is that it's just energy. And a lot of religions will frown upon psychics and mediums and stuff like that. But when you really think about it, and we'll get into this a little bit, it's all energy. All we're doing is connecting to an energy. So let's talk about what energy actually is. And energy, we are all made up of energy. It's scientifically proven. Even this table that I'm sitting at right now vibrates at a certain frequency. So we're all made of molecules, and it's scientifically proven. So can you guys agree that we are all made of energy? We come from a universal energy. This whole world is made of energy. The planets, oh my gosh, right? The planets, this is why when the full moons come, the new moons come, the planets, go retrograde, the planets are just moving. All of that is energy, and it's vibrating at a certain frequency, and it's actually, it's affecting us as human beings. So this is why, kids will be a little bit more crazy on the full moon, because that energy is radiating at a certain frequency, and it's affecting our vibrations in our body as well. So we are all made of energy. And as I went through a divorce, a few years ago, about 4 years ago now, I can't believe that, but 4 years ago now, I was in therapy, and the only thing, thank goodness somebody had recommended energy healing to me, because it was the only thing that made me feel better. I felt release. And we're going to talk about the healing part of energy as well, but let's talk about just energy. So our energy, we're made up of energy. Now, our energy field, which is also known as the aura, which I'm not going to get into too much detail there, but our aura, right, comes out of our body. It's not just our energy is in our body, we vibrate around our body. So our energy is always swishing like all over the place here, and we extend out probably about 2 to 3 feet outside of our body. Now, I live in New York, and I've been to the city a lot. So it's like, imagine being on a subway at 5 p.m., which is when everyone gets out of work, rush hour, and those subways are jam-packed. Now, there's no personal space whatsoever. And if you think about this, our energy is now merging, since we're out here, right? That other person's energy is out here too. Our energies are merging together. So our energy is made up of our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions. And that I don't think a lot of people understand. That our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions are in our energy. So if our energy is swishing over here, I like to think about it as slime, okay? This is my analogy that I use, because my daughter, she loves slime. And if you have a slime like in a bag, all right, I think I have a bag here, right? If you have slime in a bag and you close it, that slime will start to leak out of this. Like, you cannot contain it. And that's kind of like how our energy is if you are unaware of it, it's just going everywhere. And it's just swishing around and absorbing into and absorbing other people's energy into our energy. And if our energy is made up of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, what do you think is happening? We are absorbing other people's energy. So think of it here as when you are having a good day, let's go with that. We're having a good day, and then all of a sudden someone comes into work who is negative and grumpy and just pissed off at the world. What happens to our energy? It usually sinks down, because this negative person has come in and really just has taken the mood down in the room. And it's because they're draining your energy. So even if you had this positive energy, you're probably not going to be as positive anymore, unless you know how to protect it and clear your energy from people like this, okay? And vice versa, if you're having a bad day and you walk in and someone's all bubbly and happy, and like all of a sudden you start to be bubbly and happy, it could be the opposite too, right? That is because you're absorbing some of their energy. So we go day in, day out, every minute of the day, especially if you are parents and you have children, or if you have a partner, like, you can be absorbing their energy back and forth all day long. Okay. And I do this with my daughter and my son too. All day long, we're like giving each other our energy. Whoever needs it, we're giving light to, and all this stuff. So, but if you are unaware of it, what can start to happen is, if you're absorbing somebody else's energy, you might start to feel the way that they feel, but you might not understand why. So I talk about something called the default energy. And this is where you have to identify what your energy usually is on any given day. Like, how do you usually feel? Are you in fear? Are you happy? Are you kind of like just content? Like whatever that energy is going to be your default energy. Okay. Now, if you start to not feel that way, you have to ask yourself this question. And this question is so important. You have to remember this. Or if you can find yourself saying something. Okay. So if you know what your default energy is, okay, and obviously we would go more into this, but if you know what your default energy is, and all of a sudden you start to feel different and you say to yourself, I don't know why I feel this way. That is most likely because you're taking on somebody else's energy. So if you start to feel different, yet there's no reason why you're sad or depressed or crying or anything like this, you just don't know why you feel the way that you feel, it is usually because you're taking on somebody else's energy. And that is what is causing that chaos. So I've worked with people that have had anxiety, which was not their anxiety. I've worked with people that have had depression, which was not their depression. It was other people's energy that they were taking on. So being able to identify your default energy and being able to identify just that there is energy and that it's not your energy that's on you, knowing that you need to then heal it and clear it and protect it, which again, we're going to do a clearing tonight. All right. So is this making sense to you guys? Let me know in the comments. Like, can you remember a time when your energy shifted and you kind of didn't know why, or you found yourself saying, I don't know why I feel like this? Or do you find yourself saying that a lot? Because especially if you resonate as an empath, which is somebody that easily takes on other people's energy. So again, you're taking on their thoughts, their emotions. If you guys watched or read my article in Authority magazine as a highly sensitive person, we take on other people's energy, which we're taking their, again, feelings, thoughts, and emotions as though they are our own. So we feel as though whatever happened to them is actually happening to us. And, you know, I work with a lot of women that are codependent. So we like to give, 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 give. And if we are taking on other people's energy, because say somebody had somebody pass away, or say somebody broke up with somebody and they're devastated, we start to take on that devastation as though it's our own. And we start to try to help and fix, because we feel like it's our own pain and we can resonate with what they're going through as though it's our own pain. We might get emotional, we might cry, we might lose sleep at night because we're taking on that energy as our own. And again, we treat it as our own. So that is what an empath does. So if you resonate with that, you're most likely taking on people's energy like left and right all the time. And that, if just think about that for a second. Like, first of all, you wake up, say your child is upset. Okay, now you're taking on that energy. You might get anxiety, because if somebody has anxiety, you might get anxiety. If somebody is sad or anything, you might also get anxiety because you're feeling that sadness and you kind of don't know why. You don't know why all of a sudden you're feeling this, right? Then you go to work and then now somebody over there has something happen and now you're taking on that. And then you get into rush hour traffic and then now you're taking on somebody else's energy. So like you could be taking on multiple people's energy every single day and not realizing it, or realizing it, but just not knowing how to fix it or what to do with it. All right. So let me check out these comments here. All right. Yes, I usually do breath work. Constance says to calm myself down and bring myself back to center when my energy changes. Awesome. From afar of me. Let me see your comment up here, Sue. Yes. If you live alone, can you take on energy of boyfriend, etc.? Yes. And that is so important, Sue. So energy has no space or time. We just learned that in my 21 days course, right? It has no space or time. So therefore, you don't even have to be next to the person that in order to take on their energy. And this can also happen when you get into fights with your significant other, or if you get into fights with the narcissist that doesn't live with you, or even if you get into fights with your friends or anything like that, family members. If you are constantly, this is what will happen, right? If they are mad at you, they could be popping in your head all of the time. If someone is thinking of you, that can be in your energy as well, because what they're doing is they're intentionally shooting their energy to you because they're thinking of you. And especially if they're mad at you, That is like negative energy just being directed to you. So there's no space or time and energy. This is how I'm going to be able to do the energy clearing tonight, because you don't have to be physically around the person, because energy is always moving. And it's all together, like we're all in this universal energy. So yes, you do not have to be with that person in order to take on their energy. You could be on a phone call and they could you can grab onto that energy. They could just be thinking of you and you can grab onto that energy. So that you do not have to be with them. Let me know if you guys have questions. I will more than be happy to answer them for you. Let's see, Catherine, like crazy lately, even though I know these things, but clearly I need to clear more. Yes. So especially with like the pandemic that happened, there is the energy of the world as well. So it might not even be specific people, but if you had a hard time with the pandemic and feeling that negativity, especially with the, with all of the political stuff that was going on, if you were in the USA, like all of that stuff was just such negative energy out there, you can still be taking on that energy too. So again, if you're saying to yourself, there's sometimes during that pandemic that I was fearful, but consciously I wasn't fearful, but like all of a sudden my energy, I would feel afraid. And it's like, I didn't know why. I would have a conversation with somebody that was like, listening to the news and everything and so scared of everything. And then all of a sudden that would get into my energy and I would like have to clear it because that wasn't my energy. So really important to identify your default energy and realize when you are taking on somebody else's. All right, I would say I don't know why I feel like this. Exactly. Why can't I see this? No, okay, well, I'll see it over here. I'm a counselor and I have to cleanse after each session. Yes, Stephanie, exactly. Yeah, especially when you healers, coaches, therapists, like anybody that is working with people that are struggling in that low vibration, anxiety, depression, mental illnesses and stuff like that, you definitely have to, I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook story, but I just bought like a pound of sage and we're going to talk about sage here, but, because that's clearing as well. And it's like, yes, I have to clear after every session, before every session, I'm just always clearing and saging. Let's see, that's me. I'm a caregiver to my parents. This affects me, especially the negativity from my mom. Yes, especially if you have narcissists. So let's talk about that, right? So some people are just the way they are and, you just take on their energy. They don't mean to do it, right? But it just happens. Maybe they're having a bad day and you're an empath, so you just take on that energy. But there are people that we call energy vampires, which specifically are draining your energy. So these are people that come to you to just like talk their shit out with you all the time. And, obviously if you have family or friends, like obviously you want to be there for them. However, these are the people that are constantly doing that to you. They're just calling you to vent themselves out to you. And it's basically draining your energy. So you really have to put boundaries around those people because, again, they will just drain, and they don't care because they're taking your positive energy. So, of course, they're going to leave your conversation or, you're together, your little event, and they're going to go and they're going to feel great, but you're going to feel like crap. So you want to make sure that you limit these conversations. You don't let energy vampires really get to you. These are the people that, they're constantly complaining and they're constantly bitching. And you really want to limit the interaction that you have with them, especially if you resonate with what I'm saying here. Serena, yes, that's why I force myself to go do things, even if I don't feel like it. Once I get out there, I will feel better being around all the positive energy. Yes. Hello, Blanche. Alice, I have days that I feel like something is wrong or is going to happen. So I call or text all of my family to check if they are going good. Yes. That's a little bit of your psychic abilities there too. Where'd my comments go? Okay. Let's see. Perfect timing. I feel like there's chaos around me and inside. Yes. He's a narc too. Wow. That's eye-opening. Yes. That's my mission. I want to open eyes to this. How do you know if they're thinking of you? Because I keep feeling the energy to think about my ex. Exactly. So Milan, if you are not thinking about your ex, like you don't, there's like no connection to your ex, yet all of a sudden they're popping in your head and you're like, I don't want to think about you. And then they pop in your head again. It's most likely because they're thinking of you. So it's like randomly, all of a sudden you're doing something and then boom, it's right there. And it's like, where the hell did that come from? That's usually because they're thinking of you. I just had it where, you know, I was thinking of somebody the other day and then of course they text me today. So it's constantly like that. And I'll share a lot of stories in my book that's going to be coming out soon, sometime. But yeah, so these things happen all the time. Is this why my cravings have intensified? Why my cravings? Cravings for what? I'm trying to think about that. So again, if you're taking on somebody else's feelings, okay, so say for instance, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go a little woo with you guys here, okay? So I was talking about my 21 days to opening your psychic abilities. Okay, we're on day 2 right now. So energy does not die. So we are made up of energy. Everything is made up of energy, and energy does not like end. Okay, you can't kill it off. So it just transforms into different kind. It transforms into different kind of energy, right? So therefore, what happens is, this is how I feel. Okay, remember, this is not religion. This is just energy. We're all part of this universal energy, and a little bit of our soul, right, comes into our body. And our energy is here to learn and to evolve and to go back up to this universal energy. Just what I feel. All right. So what will happen is when I pass away, my energy doesn't die with my body. My body dies because that's a physical thing, but my energy doesn't die. It just goes into a different dimension that we can no longer see. Some people can see it, but we can't really see it as human beings. So therefore, when a medium like myself can connect to somebody on the other side, it's just connecting to the same energy that we're talking about here. If I was thinking of you or you were thinking of me, we're still connecting to each other's energy. However, when I pass away, you'll still be able to connect to my energy because it's still around. Okay. And that's what we're learning how to do in the psychic ability course. So I was telling you that for a reason. Oh, cravings. Okay. So sometimes it's not just energy that's here on this earth. So it might just not be physical people. It could actually be spirits from the other side as well. And this is why if you saw some of my videos, I was telling you that, you know, people think that connecting to psychic abilities is dangerous. But what I say, it's worse to not know this stuff that I'm talking about, because what will happen is I've had clients that have had spirits, attached to them from the other side. They're not here in the physical realm, and we've had to clear it off. And I've had clients that have spirits coming to them at nighttime, waking them up. They're crying in the middle of the night. Like, we don't know. Our human mind doesn't know what the heck we're doing when we're sleeping, but our conscious mind is all over the place and our energy is all over the place. So what will happen is those spirits can connect to us and we're unaware of it. So we need to clear that as well. So going back to the cravings, it could be spirits from the other side. It could be other energy as well. So I just want to let you guys know that. And again, it's nothing to be scared of because it's the same thing as if it was you and me in physical bodies. Okay. It's just energy. Sharina says, that's why I don't watch any TV. Yes. So I recommend, if you are empaths, that you don't watch TV, because if you're watching a show and it's depressing, like, you're going to get that energy on you. Okay. Unless you know how to protect it. All right. So let me move on. I see a lot of comments. I'll get back to them after the videos. Okay. I am glad that you guys are loving this. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to skip the chakras. If you know what chakras are, they're just energy centers in your body. So what will happen is, if you do get an attachment like this, okay, if you are emotional and you don't know why, and all that stuff that we just talked about, you want to be able to clear it. So there's levels of clearing. I go deeper into this in my Reiki Vault membership, but sage right here is one. This is I would say the lowest step of clearing. Okay. So I actually took it off all my branches, but you can get white sage, which is a good clearer. So this is called smudging. So you would just go ahead and light it, which I'm going to do anyway, because we're going to do a little clearing. So everyone loves this when I show this to them, because there's like smudge sticks, right? So it's a lot of smudge in like a long kind of tubular cylinder type thing. But I actually take like a mason jar and I put the sage in there, so you can see it's burning here. and then you just blow it out. So it creates a lot of smoke. And you kind of sage yourself. So one of the clearing things that I'm going to show you is you would do this, and you want to do it like under places. So like under your arms, I would do it in the back of me. I would go down my body, do it underneath my feet, anywhere where there's like, places that don't get a lot of sun. We'll say that. All right. So you just sage. For me, I sage my crystals before we do energy healing. I sage, you can sage whatever. I sage my children. My daughter hates it. My son loves it. So it is what it is. But you would just sage. You can sage your house. So if you feel like you have spirits or negative energy in your house, you can sage your whole house. You could sage your car. You can sage whatever the heck you want. It was funny. One time I went to a client when I was an accountant, and I had my sage, and somebody pulled up to me and he thought I was smoking weed. And I was like, no, this isn't weed. It was funny. Anyway, so this is the bottom level of clearing. There's other ways that you can clear, which I'm going to give you here, okay? So let's go ahead and do a little breathing exercise, and then we will get into this other clearing. And I'm taking way too long, so we might have to do a little bit extension next week, okay? All right, so go ahead, and I just want you to close your eyes for a minute. So this exercise is going to be something that you can do anytime that you feel like you have somebody else's energy on you, okay? And all it is this. It's very simple. All you're going to do is breathe in. And when you breathe in, I want you to imagine, right? I was talking about slime and the energy flowing. When you breathe in, I want you to imagine breathing your energy back to you. So like literally sucking it back to you. So it's a kind of thing. Okay. And then when you blow out, I want you to imagine any of that negative energy that is not yours, pushing it out. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and just suck it into you so that you're sucking all of your light back to you. And then go ahead and blow it out, blowing all that negative, dark energy off of you. It's my little drum. And do that one more time. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, sucking it all back to you, all of your energy that's out there on other people. And then go ahead and blow it out. All right, so that is a little energy that you can do in order to take your energy back and blow it out. First of all, the breathing itself is going to help you calm down. And then also imagining your energy coming back to you and blowing anybody else's energy that is on you goes out, okay? Other things you can do to clear your energy is going to be salt baths. So you want to use Epsom salt and then crystals as well. So like I am usually wearing crystals to protect myself from negative energy. I usually have crystals on my desk when I'm doing any kind of energy healing as well. All right, so let me know what you thought about that breathing exercise, because that's a really good one that you can do anywhere in order to take your energy back and then also release anybody else's energy that is on you. All right. Let's see. My problem is I feel like I want him to think of me. I feel like he owes me this. I want him to suffer like I do, I guess. Oh, I'm going to reach out to you on Facebook. All right. So that is about clearing. We are going to talk about protecting. So we have to protect your energy as well. So protecting your energy, you want to kind of, I'm just going to give you the way other people teach it tonight. And again, I have this in my Reiki Vault membership. So if you want to, you can go on my website and I teach you all about energy there. I take you through I think it's like an 1.5-hour video of how to clear, how to protect. There's multiple ways to do each, and then really kind of how to be aware and all of that. So in order to protect yourself, so you want to clear and then you want to protect, because when you protect, you have the less of a chance of getting that other energy on you. So, but you got to clear first, because you want to make sure that you're working with your own energy, with your own default energy. And especially when you're healing, you want to clear first, because you want to know if those thoughts and feelings and emotions are actually yours versus other people's. Because if you have anxiety, but it's not your anxiety, a clearing is going to do the job and you don't have to worry about healing the other part of it. Okay. Although I do recommend always healing, obviously. All right. Do you do the deep inhale, exhale just 2 times, or was that just a demo? That was just a demo. So I would do that as many times as it takes for you to kind of feel like something has been released. And you will feel that. And that's the thing about energy. Like, you will feel a lightness come to you. You will feel a positivity come to you if that negative energy wasn't yours. You will feel the difference. And that's when you really can understand that the energy is working and that the energy is real and what you're feeling wasn't yours, because now all of a sudden it's gone just with a couple of breaths. Okay, so do it as many times as you want until you start to feel better. All right, so protection. So a lot of people will teach imagining, right? So there's guided meditations on YouTube. So that's one of the ones that I like to use. Honest Guys is like my go-to. But the other protection that you can, there's two ways that I'll teach you here. So a protection that you can do is kind of imagining like a white light around you. Okay. And that you are blocking anybody else out. It's like a protection circle around you. So clear yourself and then protect yourself. And especially if you're therapists, coaches, or healers, you want to make sure that you're doing this before each session. So you clear, you protect, and then you clear again after the session. All right. But protect, because even if you protect, it could still get through depending on your vibration. If you are at a lower vibration when you're working with your clients, you're more likely going to take on their energy. If you are at a higher vibration when you're working with your clients, you'll have a better chance of not taking on their energy. So very important to remember. So you can, again, picture this circle around you. The other thing that you can do is mirrors. I like to do this, especially with the energy vampires. And those toxic people, is like when I know that they're coming or when I'm going to be around them, I imagine a mirror shooting out and like literally just shooting it back to them. Like whatever that negativity is, it bounces off the mirror and goes right back to them. So you can picture you being surrounded by mirrors and that reflection is going right back to them. So that negativity does not hit you. So those are kind of two ways that you can protect yourself in doing that. Okay. Tarot readers, here I see tarot by a Torina. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, tarot readers as well. And especially, even if you're not working with the person one-on-one, just like doing YouTube tarots and stuff like that, I like to cleanse and clear as well. Okay. So make sure that you're doing these things so you don't take on other people's energy. All right, guys, we're at 8:30 here. I'm going to go through something quick with you. So being aware of your energy. Let me recap what we have so far. Being aware of your energy, clearing your energy, and protecting your energy. 3 major things that you have to do in order to stop the chaos in your life. Because just with those 3 things, we're talking about you feeling a certain way, and it's not even your feelings. Okay? So very, very important stuff. Now, I'm going to switch it to go an opposite way. Our energy. So now we're eliminating other people's. We've cleared, we've protected. Now we're dealing with how we feel. So our energy is affected by events in our life, by trauma. Okay. And even if it's small, even if it's the smallest little trauma, I always say, like, even if you were left at school when you were little, or your parents worked all the time, we start to feel a certain way. And when I was writing my book, somebody brought up to me about like our feelings and our thoughts and like what's the difference and what comes first and all this stuff. And you're gonna have to read my book to find all that out when it comes out. But basically, our energy, the way if you haven't seen my Facebook or my YouTube video, we'll say, let me see if I can do this. All right, we'll do it with my bowl here. Okay, so I've got this bowl. So the way that I explain this is that imagine this bowl was filled with water, okay, clear water. This is like when we're born and our energy is so clear and it's crystal clean, right? Usually, sometimes our womb can affect us. However, usually we come out and we're just happy to be here and we don't know what the heck's going on, but our energy is just like really vibrant, right? That's why we all love babies, because their energy is so good. But it's all crystal clear water in here. What happens is as you go through your life, your energy starts to get damaged. And what I'll say is, for instance, I'll say that, for me, when I was 9 years old, my father left and I didn't see him for 9 years. So at that time, my energy, I felt some kind of way, right? And at that time, I was mad, I was upset, I was confused. My energy starts spinning faster and faster. All right. And we talk about the chakras, they go around in circles, right? So just imagine like my energy swooshing, and it's really swooshing fast because there's so much stuff going on. I don't know what it is. It's causing me all this anxiety and all these fears and confusion and all this stuff. So my energy is going, which is what anxiety feels like, right? Racing thoughts and like craziness. And my energy is going. Now what happens is that affects my energy. So I feel like a dent or a rock has been placed in this crystal clear energy. All right, I don't have water here, but now there's a rock in my energy. Now the energy slows down eventually. However, there's still a rock in my energy, and that rock is basically there. So now what happens is, say a year later or something, somebody brings up their dad, and I see it's a father-daughter dance, we'll say. Father-daughter dance, and my best friend goes with their father, but I don't have my dad there. So now I see all these girls with their dad, but my dad's not there. So what happens? This rock that's now deep in my energy field is still there. So what happens is that rock comes to the surface, which then gets my energy going like this all over again. Because now it's triggering, this is what I call a trigger. Now it's triggering that energy from back then that I never released, okay? So every time you go through a traumatic event, and like I said, it doesn't have to be big, but as a child, this is where I bring it back to childhood, especially if you're dealing with toxic relationships, is because as a child, it was big. Now, if I look back, I'm like, yeah, my dad didn't go to the daughter dance. Like, who cares, right? In the scheme of things, who cares? But as that little girl, I cared a lot. I mean, this didn't really happen to me, but I don't think it did anyway. But I cared a lot, right? So for instance, now all this comes back up, and now I don't know what to do with it. So what do I do with it? I push it back down. This is when all those emotions come up for you, and you're like, whoa, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to remember this. And we push it right back down. So what does it do? It goes right back into my energy field until the next time it comes up. So if you are constantly feeling emotional and getting triggered by the way people talk to you or the things that they do to you or anything like that, it's because you have stuff that is stuck in your energy that has not been released. Now, with the power of energy work and energy healing, okay, what we do is we come in and we release this. We let it go. We give it to the universe. It's basically energy. We take it and we let it go, okay? And I know that sounds weird, but that's exactly what we do. We release it. And that's why when you do energy healing, or if you just did that as well, you just released somebody else's energy from you. Now imagine doing that with your own energy, the energy that has been trapped inside of you for so long. And like I always say, like I work with, women who are in their 50s and 60s, and they're still holding on to that stuff from when they were children. So this is where a lot of I'm not good enough limiting belief comes from, okay? Is because the stuff that you went through as children are still sitting in your energy field, making you feel like you are not good enough. And I specifically, like I said, work with women with toxic relationships. And what happens is they mentally know that they're worth good relationships. They give themselves, right? We give, and we give our love with open arms, open heart, yet we attract people that take advantage of that. So that's because we know we deserve this love. We know that, but our energy is saying something completely different because our energy is stuck back then in our childhood where we didn't feel loved. We didn't feel enough. We felt like the outcast. We had no friends, right? All of that energy is still stuck there. So we attract the people that are going to take advantage of that. All right. So that is why energy is so important. So let me know if that makes sense to you guys. Do you resonate with that? Do you feel? And yeah, that's the shadow work we all need to do. Yes, that's the shadow work. It's releasing that negative energy from your energy field. And again, we don't need to spend years in therapy in order to do that. It actually is very simple with the power of energy healing. And I have a 8-week course that allows you to do that, to really awaken your self-worth after these toxic relationships. Let me see any comments here. Alice, I really cared about my daughter's father and daughter dance and the impact that will do to my daughter if her dad didn't make the time to go to this dance. We never went the 2 times that it came around. She was really sad about that. Aw. Sue says, oh my God, no wonder I feel like my vampire has so much spinning energy. Yes. Does Reiki healing clear this? Because I had one done last year. Okay, so Reiki healing is good for clearing. I'm a Reiki master. However, I do something called intuitive energy healing. I recommend an intuitive energy healer in order to help you do what I just said about going back into the past, because Reiki is really about kind of letting the energy go where it needs to go. Where when I teach intuitive energy healing, it's more about intentionally going to where we need to fix the problem. Okay. Excellent example. Awesome. You got it. I gave him my all. Yes, I've been clearing and healing the traumas that I experienced as a child and youth. I feel it, acknowledge it, and let it go. Awesome. Wonderful. It hits home. Love it. Awesome. Okay. So if you guys resonate with what I just said about the toxic relationships and really kind of wanting to heal that side of you that keeps attracting these toxic relationships in, I have a free coaching session happening tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. PST. Okay. So there's a few more spots left. I never have the link ready for you guys. So there's a few more. Let me see if I even have it. Oh yeah. No. All right. You're going to have to give me a second. Hold on a second. Here it is. Okay. So I'll give you the link here. So what we're going to do on this call is, I've never done this before. Okay. However, I'm going to give you, I'm going to coach you through this. I'm going to coach you to identify where that energy, right? Everything that I put in this bowl, all these things that are stuck in your energy field, we're going to be able to identify them on this call tomorrow. So if you are interested in joining me, I'm going to give you a plan in order to create a healing journey for you to eliminate, I'm trying to find us. Here we go. To eliminate this energy from your energy field, okay? To really kind of awaken to your self-worth. I'm trying to do too many things. Hold on. Here. I'm going to take you through a bunch of different questions so that you can really start to identify where the root is. All those things, thanks, Teresa, March 3rd, thank you. All of those things that are stuck in your energy field that you might not be aware of, we're going to identify those so that you can start to really let go of the energy, but then also reprogram the limiting beliefs with it. All right. So I love to, as an energy healer, but I also love psychology. So I've studied this a lot. So I like to connect the mind to the energy so that we're on the same page. We don't want our mind thinking one thing and our energy saying another. We want them thinking the same thing so that we can get to where we want to be. And that's like what this program, my program is called From Pain to Power. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me. But if you're interested in learning where you have to start, especially if you've never even heard of this before, you want to get in on this coaching session tomorrow, because like I said, I'm going to teach you and you're going to identify where you really need to start and what you have to do. Catherine says, oh my God, I just asked Spirit for this. I love that. I'm interested in that. Awesome. I'm definitely interested. Catherine, you're in YouTube. Did you do your homework? During my 21 days. Janet, I'm a massage therapist and very in tune spiritually, and got even stronger while in school learning Reiki and cranial sacral. Yes, and like even massage therapists, acupuncture, reflexology, like that all deals with energy, because what we're doing is really getting the energy to flow. We have stagnant energy. So sometimes our chakras, which I didn't really get into, but our chakras, they can spin too quickly or they can spin too slowly. And it's really about getting them to spin at the right, flow. I can't think of the word right now, right? But it's getting them to be so that it doesn't make you feel anxiety, but it also doesn't make you feel depressed. So it's really important to be aware of your energy, learn how to clear it, protect it, and also release it. And that releasing is what we call the healing part of it. Because, and you can check out some of my clients that have been through my From Pain to Power, like they release this childhood stuff that has been with them for so long. And it makes them feel so much better about themselves. And then, you know, my clients have gone on to do their own businesses and like really step into their power. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing when you are aware of your energy and aware of how it's causing chaos around you, and you can take control of your energy so that that doesn't happen anymore. Okay. Awesome. All right. Much love to all of you. I think I put the link. Did I put the link? I did, right? Yeah. Okay. So the link is there. Some reason it doesn't go to one of my Facebook. It doesn't go to my Facebook group. So I'll go in and put that over there too. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, get over there. It's Turning Pain into Power for Codependent and Empath women. So you want to check that out over there too. All right, just Google that. Much love to all of you. I will see you next Tuesday. Much love. Have a good night. Bye.